welcome back to the channel Liberty Coin Value. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating and unbelievable tale of the 1984 United States 1-cent coin, a coin with a face value of just 1 cent but whose value has been claimed to reach an astonishing $435 million due to a range of compelling mint errors, production mistakes, rare characteristics, and numismatic intrigue that make it one of the most mysterious and coveted pennies in the world of coin collecting and American monetary history. And as we unravel this coin's secrets, let's explore every known and potential factor that contributes to this seemingly impossible jump in value. Beginning with the era of its production, 1984 was a significant year in the history of American coinage, not necessarily for a widespread change in design or policy, but for the subtle evolution of minting practices, error control challenges, and the transition period where Lincoln cents were still recovering from earlier design transitions, such as the shift from bronze to copper-plated zinc alloy in 1982, which introduced a host of quality control problems and experimental minting techniques that continued to affect coins in circulation throughout the early to mid-1980s, and the Denver Mint, represented by the D Mint mark on this coin, was one of the largest producers of Lincoln cents during this time, churning out billions of coins annually, which meant that quality control often struggled to keep pace with production demands. And in that enormous flood of coins, a few anomalies made their way into circulation that today are so scarce and unique that their mere existence turns an everyday penny into a treasure of staggering proportions, and the 1984 D-cent is one such piece whose legend has grown over time due to the possibility of multiple overlapping errors, including but not limited to double die obverse errors, off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, RPM, broad strike and die clash errors, all of which have been reported in various forms on other Lincoln cents but only rarely combined into one coin, and collectors speculate that the $435 million valuation being whispered in numismatic circles stems from a single, perhaps even one-of-a-kind specimen that not only features a rare double die obverse, where Lincoln's ear, eye, and bow tie appear double due to a misalignment during the die creation process, but also displays a repunched mint mark, in which the D was punched into the die more than once, slightly offset, creating a ghost-like secondary image that is visible under magnification, and this rare anomaly alone can fetch thousands of dollars on the open market. But it's the suggestion that a coin exists which also features additional errors, such as a copper planchet used in error instead of the intended copper-plated zinc, or a transitional planchet error where leftover metal blanks from a previous year or denomination were mistakenly struck with the 1984 D dies, creating a hybrid coin that is virtually unknown to the public, that inflames the imaginations of serious collectors and investors, and further deepening the mystery is the possibility that some 1984 D-cents may have been struck using improperly prepared dies that were never meant to enter circulation, or even dies used during test runs or mint trials that accidentally got mixed into regular production. And when we consider the immense pressure and volume under which the Denver Mint operated in the 1980s, such scenarios move from the realm of fantasy into the plausible, especially when we realize that human error, machine malfunction, and bureaucratic oversight all converge to occasionally create coins that should not exist, and the 1984 D-cent, rumored to be valued at $435 million, is believed to be one such forbidden artifact. A coin that may have been created unintentionally but has survived decades of circulation, collection, or concealment, making it not only extraordinarily valuable due to its physical errors but also due to its historical narrative, its mystery, and the rarity of its verified sightings, and some numismatists believe that only one or two specimens of this type may exist, if any, and that such a coin could command hundreds of millions at auction not just due to its condition or flaws but due to its story, its survival, its uniqueness, its accidental creation at the hands of mint employees who could never have known they were making a cent that would someday rival the price of a Picasso or a private jet, and this idea is further reinforced by reports from private collectors, auctioneers, and coin grading services that have examined thousands of 1984 D-cents and found anomalies that they cannot easily explain, such as weight irregularities suggesting use of wrong planchets, or surface features inconsistent with normal minting procedures. And though such examples are incredibly rare, the mere rumor of one perfect storm of errors contained within a single 1984 D coin has generated a wave of interest, speculation, and enthusiasm across the numismatic world, and driving this value even higher is the psychological and historical impact of owning a coin that represents a fusion of multiple errors, a coin that may have been mistakenly struck, overlooked, and possibly even hidden by those who recognized its irregularities decades ago and held onto it until its true value became apparent. And when collectors, historians, and investors see such a coin come to light, it's not just a penny, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to possess a physical embodiment of history, mystery, and minting oddity that cannot be replicated, and the allure of that is so powerful that private collectors have reportedly offered blank check amounts to secure ownership, pushing the theoretical value of this coin to unimaginable levels. And when combined with the ever-growing rarity of high-grade Lincoln cents from the 1980s, especially those that feature strong strikes, full details, and uncirculated status, the mystique of the 1984 cent continues to grow, and this coin serves as a symbolic icon in the numismatic community of how a small mistake, a simple human or mechanical error, can birth an object of overwhelming value. And when collectors think about rarity, condition, historical significance, and error type, the 1984 penny may very well represent the pinnacle of all those traits coming together, and this is precisely why some experts believe that a pristine, multi-era 1984 cent, possibly in proof-like or mint state 68+ condition, authenticated and graded by major coin certification agencies such as PCGS or NGC, with documented double die, repunched mint mark, wrong planchet, off-center strike, or broad strike elements, would not just break records but completely redefine them. And the community continues to debate whether such a coin has ever been publicly seen or sold, or whether it remains hidden in a private collection or an old coin jar, perhaps sitting unknowingly in someone's attic. And every new report of a high-grade or odd 1984 penny triggers a rush of excitement, as collectors hunt for clues, and auctions monitor bidding activity for any sign that such a coin is about to emerge. And the legend of the $435 million 1984 cent becomes not only a story about a rare coin but a story about American production, economics, historical anomalies, and the human fascination with turning the ordinary into the extraordinary. And so whether or not this coin is ever definitively identified or sold for such a staggering price, the legacy of the 1984 penny lives on in the hearts and imaginations of coin enthusiasts worldwide, as a symbol of possibility, mystery, and numismatic wonder that continues to inspire collectors to look closely at their change and dream of discovering history hiding in plain sight. Today, you're in for an absolutely thrilling exploration of one of the most fascinating mysteries in the numismatic world, the 1994 1 cent USA coin, a small yet astonishingly valuable coin with a market buzz claiming it's worth a staggering $432 million due to a mixture of rare minting errors, die anomalies, historical context, and an intriguing mix of speculation and collector frenzy that surrounds this humble penny. Now, at first glance, the 1994 Lincoln cent might seem like just another copper-plated zinc coin, minted by the Denver Mint in vast numbers. In fact, over 7 billion were struck that year. But the secret to its supposed astronomical value lies in a handful of specimens that exhibit extraordinary and highly unusual features, many of which are only just beginning to be understood by experts and enthusiasts alike. Let's dive deep into the composition and history of this coin to understand why a single cent could command a price so unimaginably high. The 1994 penny, as with other Lincoln cents minted after 1982, is composed of 97.5% zinc with a 2.5% copper plating, making it relatively light and cost-effective to produce. However, errors related to its plating process, die deterioration, striking anomalies, and planchet misalignments have all contributed to the growing legend of its ultra-rare variants. What sets the $432 million valuation apart from other high-value coins is not just its rarity, but the convergence of multiple, simultaneous minting errors observed in certain reported specimens, including off-center strikes, doubled dies on both obverse and reverse sides, repunched mint marks, RPMs, die cracks, cut breaks, and dramatic misalignments that are so severe they almost defy explanation by normal minting standards. Furthermore, some collectors claim to possess versions of the 1994 penny where the D mint mark itself appears to have been hand-punched, creating a misalignment or doubling effect so clean and vivid that it rivals the most famous RPMs in U.S. mint history. Another anomaly includes transitional errors, such as examples struck on leftover bronze planchets from pre-1982 stock, which, if verified, would place such coins among the most valuable transitional errors ever discovered. Adding to the mystery is the possibility of an extremely small run of experimental or test strikes that may have accidentally left the Denver Mint undetected, coins which may feature slightly altered weight, magnetic properties, or differences in strike pressure that could be attributed to testing equipment or procedures, making them one-of-a-kind artifacts of numismatic history. Some numismatists speculate that these test strikes were never meant to enter circulation and were perhaps smuggled out or mistakenly released, further enhancing their allure and rarity. Additionally, there have been unconfirmed reports of a 1994 D penny exhibiting a rare, mirrored blockage error, in which the reverse design was imprinted onto the obverse in a mirrored and reverse fashion, an error that occurs when a struck coin sticks to a die and creates a mirror-like imprint on the next blank planchet. Such a dramatic and visually striking error could easily send auction prices into the stratosphere if authenticated. Likewise, die clash marks, where the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet in between, have also been observed on some 1994 D specimens, adding further to their uniqueness. Other highly unusual examples have shown misaligned dies that cause the rim to disappear on one side, or partial collar strikes where the coin is not held correctly during striking, causing a bizarre, thickened, and distorted rim. Moreover, the fascination with the 1994 D penny isn't limited to physical errors alone. Some of the intrigue comes from the coin's minting context. The early 1990s was a time of significant changes in minting technology and die maintenance practices. As the U.S. Mint began modernizing its equipment, including switching to computerized die creation and laser engraving, it's believed that some experimental procedures may have produced unexpected results, especially during the Denver Mint's transition phase. These developments have fueled the theory that some 1994 D pennies represent unintentional byproducts of this modernization effort, essentially becoming modern relics of a technological evolution in coin production. In the auction world, we've seen prices for highly rare Lincoln cents skyrocket, particularly when compounded by public curiosity and the allure of owning something that may exist in only one or two copies worldwide. Consider the precedent set by the 1943 copper penny or the 1955 double die. These coins have fetched hundreds of thousands, even over $1 million in pristine condition, and now imagine if a 1994 D penny features a similarly dramatic, visually verifiable error but compounded with multiple overlapping anomalies. The combination of rarity, visual interest, error magnitude, and speculative market hype could indeed lead to private sales or valuations surpassing any known public record. There's also the psychological and cultural factor in play. The idea that a common-looking penny could be worth hundreds of millions feeds the dreams and hopes of collectors across the globe, especially those who enjoy searching through rolls of change in hopes of finding a hidden gem. And with the rise of digital platforms, social media, and coin hunting channels, stories of miraculous finds and record-breaking sales spread like wildfire, sometimes blending myth and fact into compelling legends. In recent years, reports have surfaced of ultra-wealthy collectors, some anonymous, others well-known in the coin-collecting community, offering private bids exceeding 9 figures for coins believed to be once-in-a-lifetime finds. While these sales may not always be documented publicly, the whispers of such transactions continue to fuel speculation and drive interest in coins like the 1994 D penny. Some collectors have pointed out that particular die states of the 1994 D coin appear only in extremely limited quantities, possibly due to the quick retirement of defective dies or mid-production adjustments, thus making any coins struck during those short periods incredibly rare. Even further speculation surrounds the possibility that certain coins may contain microscopic anomalies or metallurgical differences detectable only through advanced scanning or chemical analysis, differences that could tie them to specific experimental batches or rogue minting events. Forensic numismatics, the practice of applying scientific analysis to study coins, may one day confirm these theories, adding even more credibility to the incredible valuations being tossed around. It's also worth noting that some 1994 D pennies discovered in sealed mint sets or uncirculated rolls show signs of being struck from unusually fresh dies, producing an effect known as proof-like surfaces, which feature mirror-like fields and frosted devices. These coins, although not official proofs, stand out among their counterparts and may carry enhanced value for collectors seeking coins of exceptional eye appeal. Combine this with a high-grade designation from a reputable third-party grading service like PCGS or NGC, and you could easily be looking at a coin that commands tens of millions, if not more, in the right market. The intersection of condition rarity, error rarity, die state scarcity, mint mark anomalies, and public fascination has turned the 1994 D penny into something far greater than its humble origins. It's not just a cent, it's a canvas on which countless stories, theories, and dreams have been projected. And when a coin becomes more than metal, when it becomes a symbol of possibility, of hidden value, of secrets waiting to be discovered, its price becomes more than just a number. It becomes an artifact of imagination and obsession. In conclusion, whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a casual hobbyist, the legend of the 1994 D 1-cent coin should spark your curiosity, and maybe even send you diving into that old jar of pennies. Because who knows, that ordinary-looking coin could carry an extraordinary history, packed with errors, mysteries, and possibilities worth not just thousands, not just millions, but a mind-blowing $432 million. Keep your eyes sharp, your magnifying glass ready, and your passion alive, because in the world of coins, the smallest details can lead to the biggest treasures, and the 1994 D penny is the ultimate testament to how a coin once worth just a cent might now be worth a fortune. Today, we dive deep into the story of the 2000 United States 1-cent coin, a simple penny at face value that has stunned collectors and experts with reports of a staggering $324 million valuation, not due to gold content or historical pedigree from centuries past, but because of a fascinating and intricate web of minting errors, mint mark anomalies, die mistakes, composition inconsistencies, striking defects, and circulation mysteries that have transformed this otherwise common modern coin into one of the most intriguing subjects in American numismatics, and by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why the 2001-cent coin, also known colloquially as the Lincoln Memorial penny due to the reverse design featuring the iconic Lincoln Memorial, has captured the imagination of collectors worldwide and why a particular example has reportedly commanded this mind-blowing value at auction or among private sales, beginning with the very basic understanding of what this coin is. Struck in the year 2000 at multiple mints including Philadelphia and Denver, this coin typically features a composition of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating, measuring 19.05 millimeters in diameter and weighing around 2.5 grams, bearing the familiar profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," along the top, "Liberty," on the left, and the year, 2000, on the right side with a mint mark underneath if struck outside Philadelphia. But among these millions of pennies struck in circulation that year, a very small handful, or possibly only one known specimen, exhibits an astounding series of minting anomalies that start with an off-metal strike, where it's believed the penny was mistakenly struck on a foreign or transitional planchet not meant for the 2000 Lincoln cent, possibly one used for a foreign coin denomination, which not only alters the expected weight but gives the coin a unique metallic luster and sound under testing, a property that can be immediately noticeable to experts with specialized equipment. And what makes it more unusual is that this particular coin shows signs of a double denomination error, meaning that an already struck coin, potentially from another denomination such as a dime, or even a nickel, was mistakenly fed into the press and received a second strike with the Lincoln cent design, creating a fascinating overlapping of devices, letters, and design elements from two coins in one, a type of error so rare and desirable that advanced collectors and museums alike fiercely compete to acquire examples when they appear. And this coin reportedly also contains a significant double-dyed verse, DDO, where the doubling of the inscriptions, particularly Liberty, and the date 2000, is visible to the naked eye, the result of a misalignment during the die creation process at the mint, and one of the most studied types of errors due to their striking visual impact, with the extra thickness and doubling giving the coin a surreal, almost shadowed appearance that can't be replicated outside the minting process. And when you combine that with additional issues like die cracks, thin raised lines caused by a crack in the minting die, running through Lincoln's profile or across the fields of the coin, you get a coin that not only contains one major error but multiple rare and significant errors stacked in a single specimen. A phenomenon that is extremely rare in modern coins, and some experts speculate that this coin may have originated from a very limited test batch or was created during a shift change or equipment malfunction at the mint, when quality control may have momentarily lapsed, allowing this highly anomalous coin to pass through and enter circulation or private hands before it was ever spotted. And on top of these factors, one of the most talked about attributes of this unique 2000 Lincoln penny is the presence of a misplaced mint mark, believed to be a D for Denver that was punched slightly off its normal position, either due to human error or faulty machinery, and such positioning anomalies have always drawn interest in the numismatic community, with examples like the 1970s small date or the 1960 large/small date varieties fetching huge premiums. And to have such a misplaced mint mark on top of all the other existing errors elevates this coin into an almost mythical status, and some reports even suggest that under microscopic examination, the surfaces of the coin reveal planchet lamination issues, where thin layers of metal flake or peel due to impurities or improper bonding during the blank manufacturing process, further emphasizing the unique nature of this penny, which by all accounts appears to be a once-in-a-lifetime mistake that has turned into a legendary artifact of American coinage and collectors who specialize in Lincoln cents, era coins, or ultra-rare minting anomalies have been said to offer extraordinary sums for the chance to own or even study this coin, with some even traveling internationally to auctions or arranging high-security private viewings, as its fame has spread beyond the usual coin community and entered the realm of investment collectors, hedge funds, and even museum interest, all intrigued not just by the coin's physical anomalies but the story it tells about the complexity and unpredictability of the minting process. Where even in the era of computerized minting and quality control systems, nature, human oversight, and machine error can conspire to create a wholly unique object, a modern marvel born of mistake and rarity. And because there is believed to be only one such coin verified with this precise combination of errors, and no additional examples have been publicly confirmed, its scarcity drives up its value exponentially, with some numismatic valuation experts theorizing that the coin is functionally priceless. Meaning that while the $324 million figure might seem fantastical to the general public, within the world of ultra-high-end collectibles, where coins, stamps, and rare artifacts can command hundreds of millions of dollars due to historical significance, one-of-a-kind attributes, and collector demand, this coin fits perfectly within that context. And stories have circulated among collectors and dealers about the coin changing hands via private treaty sale for a sum that approaches this astronomical valuation, though due to the secretive nature of such transactions and non-disclosure agreements, precise details remain elusive, yet the documented photographic evidence, metallurgical testing, and expert grading certifications suggest that the coin is not only real but perhaps one of the greatest modern numismatic finds in American history, often compared in prestige and rarity to coins like the 1943 bronze Lincoln cent or the 1913 Liberty Head nickel, and in forums, blogs, auction previews, and major coin conventions, the 2001 cent coin with its legendary errors remains a subject of fascination and debate, sparking renewed interest in modern coinage and reminding collectors of all levels that treasure can be found even in the most ordinary-looking places, perhaps in a handful of change, a roll from the bank, or tucked away in a forgotten coin jar, because while millions of 2000 Lincoln Memorial pennies were minted, this singular coin stands apart as a symbol of rarity, accident, and value born from imperfection, a stunning reminder that even the smallest denominations can carry unimaginable worth when touched by the rare convergence of error and mystery, and as collectors continue to search for more like it, and rumors persist of similar coins yet undiscovered, the legend of the 2000 penny worth $324 million only grows, inspiring new generations of coin hunters to look closely at every penny, to research errors, to attend shows, and to dream that maybe, just maybe, they'll be the next to stumble upon a hidden treasure that defies expectations and changes everything.